Welcome to another episode of the To Zenk. I'm your host and future Hall of Famer, Scotty B. I'll bring my co-host in, Flying Andrew. Listen, he's not on illegal drugs of people. He doesn't do that stuff. He's a clean-cut guy, just like everyone's favorite Phil Brooks.
Exactly.
All right, so Andrew, let's get into the get some news out there quickly, and then jump into the show. Talk about my podcast I'm trying to get started, debate podcast. Roll your eyes. Well, hey, you find the appeal, man. You're on there debating all day long. All you people are sitting on your phones. You're a stupid dummy. I know more about wrestling than you do. Whatever you say is no good because I'm better than you. I'm a keyboard warrior.
Here's
Hold on.
thing,
Let me
Scott.
finish. Let me finish.
Go ahead.
I'm a keyboard warrior. Back, Swiss. I'll type back, Swiss. Back. You know what? Come on a podcast. Do it. Just come
You're
on.
talking about professionals. You're talking about family men. You're talking about people that don't have time in their busy schedule to argue
What?
with somebody.
They're arguing all hours of the day.
It's
Trust
different.
me.
It's okay. It's different to do this and argue than to set aside like an hour.
No, because it's not that. It's they're afraid. Most people, the wrestling fans, a lot don't even have jobs.
Well,
Listen.
we'll see. I guarantee
No.
you, this is a pipe dream, and it will never, ever.
Oh, it
ever
will never happen because they'll never come out. They'll never come out and do it.
You
They'll
gotta like poke the bear. You gotta like start.
I have, and no, they won't. They ignore it and go on about how I'm a stupid poopy head. I'm diarrhea Scott, like Seth says. Anyway, let's go on to Andrew's thing. What's happening when we hit 100 subscribers, Andrew?
We're gonna give away 3-month paid subscription to YouTube Premium. Right now, I won't reveal what number we're at because who knows what it is when you're watching this video. Because that's the thing, Abyss to Zinc is timeless. We're not talking about what happened on Raw or what happened on Dynamite, in which case you're never gonna revisit that. Does anybody remember what happened in the March 13th episode of NXT from 2021?
I do.
That's true. Other than Scott, who keeps track of that stuff. Not many people would. However, there's something to be learned from each and every Tom Zenk match that we have watched. And usually it's because of the opponent. Sometimes it's because of Zenk. Sometimes it's because of the environment. However, whatever it is, we always find something to discuss with each Tom Zenk match, which is what we do here on Abyss to Zenk.
Okay, you good? You wrapped it up? Okay, good. All right. Okay, that's Andrew's spiel. All right, we're doing a show today. The date is April 6th, 1991. WCW Saturday Night, Tom Zenk and Bobby Eaton versus Larry Sleepy Zbyszko, against Terrence, the former Red Rooster Taylor, whose career never bounced back from that horrible fucking gimmick. Let's go to the champions. Who's the WWF World Heavyweight Champion?
Oh, we're not going to get into the match?
We will, once we do the champions.
Okay. The WWF World Champion? What's the date again?
April 6th, 91.
Is it Hulk Hogan?
The Hulkster, Terry Bollea. Who's the IC champion?
Ravishing McRude? No. Shit.
Oh, well, it was Mr. Perfect. You knew who it was. Who are the tag champions?
Nasty Boys.
Who is the WCW Heavyweight Champion?
Ric Flair.
It is not. It is Fujinami. Fujinami beat him in Japan for it. They hasn't had the rematch yet. Who is the United States Heavyweight Champion?
I'm going to say, and this could be crazy, I think it's Lex Luger.
Who's always the U.S. champion? Who are the WCW Tag Champions?
Is it Doom?
Steiners, yeah. U.S. Tag Team titles just got vacated that day. So they're no longer in existence. They got the band done. And who is the TV champion?
Is it Arn Anderson?
Double A, baby. All right, let's jump into them. Oh, no birthdays this day. No birthdays. Peter Maivia, but he was dead at this point, so it doesn't count. Let's hop into the match. The tag match. Throw up my little slideshow. Not a bad little match, actually. Pretty long. Not horrible commentary. Jim Ross and Paul Heyman are on commentating together. Larry actually isn't that bad in this match. Bobby Eaton, I think, is the star of the match personally, even though he's not in there a lot, because mostly it's Tom taking all the offense from Zbysko and Taylor. But Bobby's punches are bomb. First off, what do you think?
I see where you're coming from. I think Bobby's the second best guy in this match, but I'm a big Larry guy, and I was watching it to see what Scott going to complain about with Larry Zbyszko, and I found that his offense was crisper than when Taylor was in the ring, and I found that even though you call him ZZ Zbyszko or like Sleepy,
Yeah,
I found
Zbysko.
he kept the action going, and we watched a match on our on the Hillbilly Jim canon of Abyss to Zinc with Hillbilly Jim and Hacksaw Jim Duggan against the Proto Colossal Connection. And there was something that when I was watching it, I completely forgot to mention when we did the show, and it was imagine a match between Haku and Cactus Jack without commentary, where you would just hear, oh, I say, you throw in Zbysko and Iron Mike Sharp and make it a tag match, and you got the loudest wrestlers in the history of time.
Yeah, that's definitely it. I'm not. Yeah, it wasn't a bad match. I give it like if I go star rating, I'd go 2.5.
Really, I went three. I thought there was no mistakes. It wasn't perfect. Like it wasn't like this is a great bloody match, but there was like when you watch it, there was nothing that felt out of place, and nobody did anything stupid, and they didn't repeat spots, which I always hate.
You know my biggest pet peeve in pro wrestling?
So
Whip out the ropes, duck down for the back body drop and get the kick. I hate that. I hate that. If I was running wrestling, I said, listen, guys, that spot is now gone. It is abolished. It is the dumbest spot. I hate it. It's so stupid, and they still use it. Everyone still they use it in the AEW pay-per-view on Sunday night. It's still used a lot. It's just such a horrible spot, but not a bad little match. Yeah, not a bad match at all. I definitely suggest to take a look at it. All right,
and it's funny too with Heyman on or sorry, Dangerously on commentary. He's witnessing two members of his Dangerous Alliance in
Well, yeah, it's been able to draw up with the York Foundation at this point. That's where they're trying, because like Larry's trying out for the York Foundation. That's part of the story behind it all. I thought when I originally watched it, I thought this would be Bobby turning on Zink and turning heel and going
no,
with
that's not
Colin.
until later on in the year.
So the shows this day. I'll jump into one of mine, and I'll let you go over the All Japan one. So this is UWF at Fort Lauderdale. UWF's always a good time. The Blackhearts, David Heath and Tom Nash defeated Blaze Bigelow and Dusty Wolf. Brian Blair defeated Colonel DeBeers by DQ. Luna Vachon defeated Mealy Huska. The Myth defeated Death Row 3260. Dave Perry defeated our boy Rusty Brooks by DQ. Corporal Kurtzner defeated Boris Zukov. Stevie Ray and the Myth defeated the Power Twins, Larry Power and David Power by DQ. And main event, Bam Bam Bigelow defeated Bob Orton Jr., 32.4 years old. That's not a good show. No. That's kind of a bad one. Go into the All Japan one that we have there. Champion Carnival Day 12.
Okay. So this took place at the Osaka Preferential Gymnasium in Osaka, Japan. Opener, we have Mitsuo Momoto defeated Richard Slinger. Southern Rock.
He was always in All Japan back then, by the way. Sorry to cut you off, but he was always there.
Well, you get the joke, eh?
What's that?
He's a dick slinger. It's like, are you familiar with Kaientai Deluxe or Kaientai DX from Michinoku?
I've heard of it. Yeah.
They went to WWF. They were men's Teo,
yeah.
Funaki, and Dick Togo. That's Dick to go. Southern Rockers, which are Rex King and Steve Dahl, defeated Mighty Inoue and Yoshinari Ogawa. Champions Carnival Block B, Dan Spivey defeated Akira Taue. The Funk Brothers, Dory Funk Jr. and Terry Funk, defeated Cactus Jack and Texas Terminator Haas in 12 minutes and 22 seconds. Next, we have Andre the Giant, Isamu Taranashi, and Rusher Kimura defeated Haruka Aigen, Masanobu Fuchi, and Motoshi Okuma. All Asian Tag Titles match, the British Bulldogs, Dynamite Kid, and Johnny Smith defeated Kenta Kobashi and Tatsuchi Kikuchi Title change. Title change. History in the making right here on this episode where we were talking about Tom Zenk and beautiful Bobby Eaton against the living legend Larry Zbyszko and Terrence Taylor. And we happen to be discussing a title change happened on this day. What are the odds? Steve Williams and Terry Gordy.
Pretty good. But keep going.
Steve Williams and Terry Gordy defeated the Can-Am Express, which are Dan Crawford and Doug Furness. Champions Carnival Block B, Jumbo Shruda defeated Toshiaki Kawada. And in the main event, Champion Carnival Block A, Stan Hansen defeated Misaharu Misawa. Average age of wrestlers, 35.2. It's going to be tough to beat that card for
Yeah, it will. It will. WCW at Fort Polk. Let's see where that's at. Fort Polk, Louisiana. 2,000 people. Not a bad crowd. Tim Horner defeated Dutch Mantel. Black Bart defeated Sam Houston. The Junkyard Dog and Tommy Rich defeated Moondog Rex and Dr. X. Bobby Eaton defeated Terry Taylor. In the main event, World Tag Team Champions Steiner Brothers defeated the Fabulous Freebirds. Man, the clean looks of it. Average age of wrestlers, 34.3 years old.
That's a shit card, Scott.
Well, we got Greensboro coming up next.
Okay. That's B show written all over it.
So we had Greensboro Coliseum, drew 3,500 people. Owen Hart defeated Joe Cruz. Interesting. Tracy Smothers and Steve Armstrong defeated Kevin Sullivan and Larry Sleepy Zbysko. Big Van Vader defeated Al Cabito, or Cabing, I can't pronounce it, whatever. Dustin Rhodes defeated Sergeant by Lee Parker. The United States Heavyweight Title match. Lex Luger and Nikita Koloff ended in a double DQ. Sid Vicious defeated Ricky Morton. Arn Anderson and Barry Windham defeated Sting and Brian Pillman. Ron Simmons defeated Butch Reed. The main event for the World Heavyweight title, LA Gante defeated Ric Flair by disqualification. So, yeah, that's still that's All Japan is still good. I got one more. WWF. It is in New Zealand, and they're actually combining a show with Arena Wrestling Alliance. Let's see what we got here. Moondog from Baghdad versus that's his name. Moondog from Baghdad versus CV Offie. Don Morocco versus Royal Viking. The Genius versus Jim Powers. Brooklyn Brawler versus Coco Ware.
So we have winners for any of these?
No. The main event. Oh my God, this is horrible. the Nasty Boys versus the Bushwhackers.
What?
Average age of wrestlers 36.1. I love the Bushwhackers because I met them when I was a kid. But who the fuck ever?
1991.
That's a horrible card. All Japan all the way. All Japan all the way.
That's a slam dunk. That was a fucking handicap match right there, and it won.
That was awful. Sports. Let's jump into sports. That was bad. NBA. Indiana Pacers at Atlanta Hawks.
Let's just go back there for a second.
Yeah,
there's a reason hardcore wrestling fans were into tape trading at this time. Like in the magazines, there would be articles like in pen pals looking to exchange tapes because the stuff that you were being spoon fed was
dog shit.
Dreadful.
WWF Band Spring Summer '91 is not a good time. Like it gets a little better when Jake turns heel, but before that, man, it's bad stuff, man. And
yeah, because go ahead.
I knew it as a kid; it was bad, but I kept watching it. Keep going.
There was one hot angle, and that was Taker and Warrior. And everything else just felt like not a big deal.
Yeah, it was bad. It was really bad. All right, let's win the sports. Indiana Pacers at Atlanta Hawks.
I'm going to go 112 to 109 for the Hawks.
137, 110 for the Hawks. Utah Jazz at Houston Rockets.
Let's go 123 to 118 for Houston.
97-88 for Houston. New Jersey Nets versus Milwaukee Bucks.
99 to 94 for the Bucks.
133, 114 for the Bucks. Detroit Pistons at the New York Knicks.
97 to 91 for the Pistons.
Knicks 101, Pistons 88. Boston Celtics at the Orlando Magic.
103 to 86 for Boston.
102-98 for Orlando. Golden State Warriors, Sacramento Kings.
125 to 117 for the Kings.
119-108 Kings. And that's all you have for that. So, who has, and I have it in front of me, the best record in the NBA at this point? This is pretty late in the year, too. They're only about a month out of playoffs.
Is it the Bulls?
It is not the Bulls. It is the following team.
Oh, okay.
Portland Trailblazers. Who has the worst team in the NBA, a worst record in the NBA?
Is it the Clippers?
Denver Nuggets. By the way, the records, Portland was 56-18, and the Nuggets were 19-55. NHL hockey, playoff hockey, by the way.
Okay.
Edmonton Oilers at the Calgary Flames.
5-4 for Edmonton.
3-1 Calgary, series tied at 1. This is the opening round, by the way. Minnesota North Stars at the Chicago Blackhawks.
4-1 Minnesota.
5-2 Chicago, series tied at 1. Vancouver Canucks at the LA Kings.
2-0 LA.
3-2 LA in overtime, series tied at 1. And Detroit Red Wings at the St. Louis Blues.
3-2 for Detroit.
4-2 St. Louis, series tied at 1. All the series got tied at 1 that night. Best team in the AHL that year.
AHL?
NHL.
Oh, okay. Was it Pittsburgh?
Chicago
right.
Blackhawks.
Yes.
49-23 and 106 points. 1 point behind them, St. Louis Blues in the same division. And who is the worst team in the NHL at that point?
Quebec.
And you know what happens with this one?
They draft the guy who really wants to go to them.
Yeah, who didn't go to, but it did help. Well, they didn't say go back to go to Colorado in '95.
Philly.
No, I'm saying,
yeah.
The trade that they made with Philly stacked their team up, and then they ended up leaving. They left Edmonton and went to Colorado, became a juggernaut for like 10 years. All right, top singles of that day. Let me go down here. Sadness Part 1, which is odd, by Amigna. I don't know how to pronounce it. Hold You Tight, Tara Kemp. You're in Love, Wilson Phillips. I've been thinking about you, London Beats. And what is the number one song from April 6, 1991?
Is it Love Shack?
No. Come in the Dark, Gloria Estefan. And top albums are the following. The Soul Cage, The Sting. Shake Your Moneymaker, Black Rose. That's a good album. Wilson Phillips. Gonna Make You Sweat, CC Music Factory. And what is the number one album of 1991?
Is it Sonic Youth?
It's Mariah Carey, self-titled. And movies. Let's see what we got here. Defending Your Life, number 5. Dance with Wolves, number 4. The Merry Man, number 3. Silence of the Lambs, number 2. What is the number one movie? April 6, 1991.
Is it City Slickers? Oh.
Yes, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, number 2, The Secret of the Ooze. And for television shows of the day, here they are. I'm thinking we don't have. I'm probably going with 8 NBC.
Yeah, NBC for sure.
Yeah, that's it.
Until the Bob Hope special, then I don't give a shit.
Fuck, they love Bob Hope, man. They just love that fucking guy, man. He's been dead for years now, but he was all about it. So that was Business Inc. That was a quick one, but it was what it was. The match is in the description. Take a look at that. Make sure you subscribe, hit the like button, comment. Aaron's giving away swag. You're all not watching. You're losing it in swag that Aaron's giving away on.
Yeah, exactly. Well, it's not every video. It's periodically. And this is a shorter one. So if you leave a comment in this video that says Larry Zbysko was the star of this match.
Don't make them lie to people. Why are you
or you just tell us who you think was the star of the match.
Yeah,
how about that?
Make them lie. Yeah.
Watch the match. Let us know if it's Terry Taylor, if it's Tom Zenk, if it's Larry Zbysko, if it's beautiful Bobby Eaton. One of these guys.
And put in the comment below, should Andrew lend me $800,000 to buy my grandparents' old house?
No, don't bother with that, John.
If we get 3 comments saying that you should, you gotta get a loan, buddy.
Yeah, we'll see.
Morgan's just fuck that. Just give me all the money. I'll pay it all up front in cash. I'll pay it all in 20s. I'll be there for a while.
Just let us know who you think was a star. You'll get something in the mail.
Yeah. We don't know what it is. Might get some underwear, but whatever. All right, people. Well, thank you for watching Mrs. Zenk.
Not getting that for free.
Well, you don't want that going to the mail. And we'll see you on another episode at another time. Thank you and good night.